What's up, guys? Jason of Oglitical here. You know, I find it interesting when there will be something that is so unbelievably out there and people fall for it hook, line, and sinker. And I've always said be wary of both sides because both sides have their goofy agents. Both sides are pretty goofy. And then you have levels to this goofy shit. Now, do you guys remember a while back there was a video of this blind girl? I believe it was like a blind white girl or whatever like that, or blind English girl. And she's sitting in front of her door and she's waiting, and you have a person walking by her who's her boyfriend, and she can sense him, and you can see, like, even though she's blind, you can see how her face comes to life, right? Now that woman was an influencer, so unfortunately, the movie, a video that actually brought me joy, and I'm pretty sure for some people like you, if you're like me, you see nice videos and it uplifts you a little bit, right? Unfortunately, that was inorganic, almost as inorganic, but not really. As Twitter thinking that my account was fake, it just got restored. I'm never verifying on that shit again. I'm not gonna respond to nothing. I'm not gonna say a goddamn thing. I'm just gonna watch on that page from now on. But anyway, something very interesting happened with that girl, the blind girl. Apparently, she's now in hot water. But don't take it from me. Let's listen to It's Blanco.
So this blind influencer is being dragged by the internet after she dumped her boyfriend for being too ugly. Now, why that matters to a blind person is beyond me, but that is what happened after a lot of her friends told her that he was not the best looking. Not only was she not ashamed of it, she was kind of proud of it. But karma would kick her in the ass, because just a couple of days later, she starts dating this guy that she met on a game show. But just days after the relationship starts, he steals all of her money from her bank account and completely ghosts her. And now she has no way of getting in contact with him. So modern love might be dead, but karma is still well alive.
Now, when I first saw this, I said I was going to react to this regardless because my channel has always been rated E for everyone. Meaning, if you're left, right, yellow, black, white, orange, I don't give a fuck. If you do something stupid, you're getting these fucking hands. That's the way that this channel has always been, and I stand 10 toes down on that. I do not have an allegiance based on anything. Right? I can acknowledge white people, you like to push fucking boundaries and you're going to get yours for the shit that you've done. But I can also sit there and say, black people, stop wilding the fuck out. Let's actually get some progress going on the fucking board, right? I can understand this, right? I get this, right? I can understand that there's some bullshit in the world that fucking sucks, but I'm not going to shy away if there's a melanated individual or a black American doing fuck shit. You will never see me sit there and pretend that this shit doesn't exist. If it comes to my attention, we cover it all. I have people over. Who was that wrestler who says I always have them guessing? I make everyone fucking hate me on here. That's how I know I'm doing it right. I have Asian people thinking that I hate them. I have, of course, white people. They see a black American. They think automatically if I'm not taptoeing on a plantation for them that I hate them, right? But I get into black people bullshit. Black Americans are melanated individuals. Everyone fucking hates me. That's on top of the feminists. That's on top of the LGBT or trans people. Everyone fucking hates me. Anyway, so It's Blanco. You just heard it. And the story's so fucking crazy, right? This story is so goddamn crazy. So you mean to tell me this blind girl dumped her boyfriend because he was ugly, which is just like, what the fuck? It's like, what you would think the blind man is king? You would think not having eyesight would give you greater sight into things, right? So then that person would genuinely love you for you because they understand you on another level because they're missing one of their senses, right? You would think that. And then I just love how immediately the picture of the next dude is some fucking melanated dude, right? And what is that thing he's wearing? Like a baklava? Is that a baklava? Is that what the Russians call it when they're about to rob? And it's just like, so hold on. So she dumped her first boyfriend. Let's be real. She dumped her first boyfriend, said he was ugly, and went to this guy. And I immediately said, This story sounds like bullshit, but if it isn't, I'm going to cover it. But if it is, I'm going to cover it and I'm going to laugh my ass off, right? And lo and behold, this story is completely fake. It is completely fake. In fact, it's so funny, right? The story is completely fake, and it only takes less than it takes less than 20 seconds to pull up a search engine and just type in her name. Instead, the woman is getting death threats. She's being harassed. All of this extra shit for a story that's completely fake. And the ones who ran with this fucking story, because you already know, the ones who, they love this type of shit. This is what they feed into, was the far-right incels, the extremists, the ones who sit there and talk about I can't breathe, so everybody gotta be miserable, right? And I just want to read some of the fucking comments here. So Mr. Nolan Void says, toll paid. Luckily for her, it was only financial. Almost 200 fucking likes, right? Almost 200 likes. Jenny Bemercher says, no, child, he's correct. The mud shark paid the toll as they all do. 30 likes. And there's a pattern here in which it just goes to show negativity, right, is profitable. It is what gets the most engagement. They say a lie can make it around the world twice before the truth gets its shoes on. I think it's a saying like that. People don't care about what is the truth anymore. They don't care about standing up for what's right. People have already drawn their lines in the sand, and if they gotta make up stories that is fabricated bullshit for the sake of it, that's what they're going to do. If they need to sit there and find examples and everything and then claim to be the victims like they always do, and this is what both sides do, right? This is what both sides fucking do. They play in people's faces and then they want to sit there and be victims. And I'm talking about the left, and I'm also talking about the right. And I'm also talking about the far left, and I'm also talking about the far right. And I'm also talking about the extremists on the left, and I'm also talking about the extremists on the right. Because check me on this, there's levels to this shit. Need More Test says, burn coal, pay toll. These people are you remember the NPC meme that was blowing up in the, like, I think it was like 2017s, 18s, or whatever, 19s, or 2020. It was like when everybody was in lockdown and COVID, the NPC meme was exploding, and they were making fun of people on the left. These are the far right people, or should I say pseudo far right? Because realistically, and let me let you in on a secret, just like in politics, how the left and right pretends that they hate each other, but they're all in a party and you're not invited, and they're pulling deals, and basically the elites are playing you, and you're just too stupid to pick up on it, right? Just like you don't understand that. When push comes to shove, right? The extremist or the pseudo right and the far left are willing to work together. They're willing to work together to achieve their goals. This is the reason why you'll hear Nick Fuentes, who again, the pseudo right, which is really a leftist, will sit there and say he wish Antifa was a little bit more dangerous. Mind you, now he's trying to rebrand and shit like this, but a tiger, just because a stripe on a tiger goes missing because of a what was the goddamn thing we use on pens to get white marker? Is it white fluid? What's that shit you use on marker on pens to, like, and it makes the paper look even fucking worse? White out. Just because you put white out on a fucking tiger doesn't mean the stripes really changed. The stripes didn't fucking change, right? Anyway, let's continue. Max George Stoltz says, ha ha ha, so many people falling for a fake story. Crazy. There's only 2 likes on that. There's only 2 likes. This is what feeds these people. And the fact of the matter that, as a human being, when I get tricked into something, or get tricked, period, I want vengeance. I get mad about this. They are 100% okay with fabricating stories and fantastical stories, as long as somebody is beneath these type of people. And I'm specifically talking about the far right, right? I'm specifically talking about the far right, a lot of them majority white racists, incel white racists. Their identity is being superior. and pushing people down at any chance that they can get. Anyway, Emmanuel Mendoza says, Emmanuel Mendoza, that if that's not a Spanish ass fucking name, says 100% she is lucky to still be alive, still just being alive. My man, your profile picture, you look just like the fucking guy that they tried to say was the typical stereo robber gangster thug that robbed her. Now the irony in that is that apparently that was a show. That was a show that she was on, and that guy is actually a fucking rapper or whatever the fuck he is. He's not like some fucking person that no one knows who he is, right? In fact, he could perhaps be a stand-up fucking citizen. None of that fucking matters. None of that matters. What they notice is skin color. That is it. That is it. That is all that they're gauging these people on. That's it. Because if you put a white person in the same exact outfit, they will, oh, that's just the Island Boys. Don't worry about it. They're just completely fine. They would have absolutely no. Now, don't get me twisted. I would not be walking around looking like a Team Fortress fucking character. Who is it? The irony. What is it? The spy, right? You put a white person in an outfit like that, he's a spy. He's not a thug. He's a spy. He's sophisticated. Anyway, Katie did a normal 2.5-year relationship with her ex-boyfriend Sam back in 2024. In August 2026, she posted a lighthearted TikTok joking about how after the breakup, friends told her he was unfortunate looking. She explicitly stated this was a joke and not the reason they broke up. The new boyfriend footage, the clip showing her with the new man, was taken out of context from a completely separate 2025 ITV television program she appeared on. The robbery claim, oh my gosh, what is it? Maybe, you know what? Maybe the guy who's in the fucking picture, maybe they just got a random black guy, put him in the... Why would you do that? Why would you put a guy in the fucking... Well, so hold on. So you made a show about robbing and you just put the black guy, the only black guy that I've seen apparently from the pictures, in that fucking outfit? Come on, dog. The robbery claim. The viral rumor tacked on a fake storyline claiming she was immediately robbed by an immigrant partner to manufacture an online karma narrative. This was entirely invented by bad faith accounts to spark outrage and fuel online harassment against her. One like. One like. One like. Skipping over this, Chill Chad says, just from the talking from this guy is fatiguing. So the guy who was talking, it was a video that I got these comments from. It is a melanated individual. I'm guessing he's somewhere in England or something like this. And he's trying to post a video. He's trying to post a video about it. What is his name? Bouncer. And I'm not going to play his video. But he posted about it, about how this video was fake and all of this shit. And those are the comments that's under it. And so by the guy reporting that this is a fake fucking story and exposing just how easily people on the far right are getting played like a fucking fiddle, it's fatiguing, because being exposed to the truth, you know, the thing that these people claim they're all about, they don't like it. They don't like when light is pushed in their faces. They don't like it. And again, anybody with a functioning brain will look at this story and be like, yo, this story sounds crazy. So a blind woman dumped a man, said he was ugly, got with a black guy, or sorry, a melanated individual who looks like he's about to rob a bank and Grand Theft fucking Auto, and he robs her fucking blind. And you just gotta sit there and be like, yo, this doesn't. And the irony in it is that the guy who robbed her blind, right, was an Englishman. I'm pretty sure it was an Englishman, right? Pretty sure it was a fucking European. Now, the crazy thing is, Right Angle News Network, which is a account that I have blocked on fucking Twitter for quite some time, ran with this fucking story. And this is not the first time that they ran with a false story. Right Angle News Network loves promoting this type of shit. It's what they do. This is what they push. This is their whole thing. Their whole entire thing is pushing people to become more extreme, right? The sad thing is, though, is that the right nor the left should accept this type of shit. But we're so the everything is so like the battle lines are so fucking muddy. We've allowed extremists and people who are actually not in with those respective parties to hijack both sides. Right angle. These people are not right angled. I'm fucking right. I'm right angled. I'm right leaning. And you would never see me do push some fucking. Mind you, story's still up. Story's still up. This has been up since August 5. They didn't take this down. Why didn't they take it down? Because it's the narrative that matters. It's not the truth with these fucking people.